Here is the 2024 Acura TLX Tech in majestic black over ebony. We're getting a mild refresh, improved tech, improved sound deadening, but we're not getting improved in performance. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides, and right off the bat, the front end, you can see the refresh. No more chrome that's going to surround the Pentagon grille. The interior is also going to be redesigned, and when you go from the A-Spec to the Type S, it's also a different grille. Dual LED headlights and daytime runnings, and the top panel will integrate more so into the headlamp assembly, so it gives more of a wide, sleek design. So it's a little bit more sporty. Still getting around 5 inches of clearance, and the lower is going to have the matte black that's going to have the grille pattern with the front parking sensors. Another thing you're going to notice is the driver assist. We no longer have that tablet or large cell phone that looks covering basically behind the Acura badge. They have now reconfigured that, in which we now have a larger badging, so it gives more of a bold style. Underneath the hood still packs the 2.0 liter VTEC turbocharged 4-cylinder with 272 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque, paired to a 10-speed automatic transmission. Achieving 22 mpgs for the city and 31 mpgs for the highway. The safety also has been tweaked. So now the Acura watch includes adaptive cruise control with collision mitigation braking, forward collision warning, lane departure warning, lane keeping assist with road departure mitigation, and traffic jam assist. And we have these 19-inch alloy wheels. In the Type S, you can option between a 19 and 20-inch with a new urban gray pearl, which is one of my favorite colors when it comes to Honda. I'm not necessarily keen on it going into Acura though, because even Lexus is doing the same thing, where they're throwing in the same color palette on their premium cars. You can option the super handling all-wheel drive, and comparable rivals like Infiniti Q50, that's going to be a twin turbo V6. It's going to have 300 horsepower, so it's going to be pretty quick. BMW and Audi will also be a little bit faster on the 0 to 60s, but the price is going to be a little bit less when you go into Acura, even though they've increased the price. Also inside, the sound deadening has been improved because the carpets are a little bit thicker, but when you go into the Type S, you're not going to get the acoustic front windshield. LED taillights with a more sporty exit, dual exhaust outlets, reverse sensors, and a reverse camera. And because of the way they have reconfigured the driver assist, there's a couple of things that's a twist. If you option the 360-degree reverse camera, now you have a 90-degree view, so you can see visually a lot more so than the prior mid-cycle refresh. Also, with the blind spot monitoring, it now will monitor vehicles coming from the side C-pillars. Quick release, going into 13.5 cubic feet of storage. Underneath the floor is going to be where your battery is. You can split fold the rear bench in the back, and that's going to increase the cargo. If you're tall like me, just fold it down. But we need to go inside, start this TLX up so you can hear that exhaust note. Way power seat adjustment, heated front seats, full leather. When you go into the A-Spec or the Type S, it's 16-way power seat adjustment, heated, ventilated, memory for the driver. Headroom and leg room. It's going to be sporty, but it still has a pretty deep footwell, and just like every Acura, the center folds outward, so it gives a little bit more space. Starting on the passenger side, you get a little area, a 12-volt charger. The dashboard layout is going to be a little bit more simplified. When you go into the Type S or the A-Spec, you can get geometrical interior design. This is more of a brush aluminum. 12.3 infotainment screen with Acura True Touchpad, which you have to use here in order to function it because it is non-touch screen. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes the same way down through here in order to go across. Wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Amazon Alexa, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. Put it into reverse, and we get a reverse camera with trajectory, front and rear parking sensors. Dual climate control settings is standard. The dynamic mode select, which is right here, when you change, you have 3 different configurations. When you go into the Type S, you will have a Sport Plus. And if you need more performance in the Sport, press and hold the button. That's individual. Now you can change the engine to make it sport, normal, however you want. Same thing for the steering. Turn the auto start stop off. You can change the gauge layout so it stays sporty. The same thing for the ambient lighting. Gloss black elements going to surround it. You get a palm holder in front of the standard wireless charger and the key fob for the new TLX. It's going to be more sporty, and it opens up into a pretty deep storage pocket with a 12-volt USB, a change holder, leather wrap steering wheel, multi-function, adaptive cruise control, lane keep assist. The Type S will have perforated on the side and a flat bottom. 12.3 gauge cluster that can go through an array of information for the driver, including turn-by-turn navigation, your sound system, and your phone. And when you change the driving modes, it will change out the design layout. Heads-up display is only in the Type S. 17 speakers go into the Type S. The door panel configures into the dashboard. And it's going to be more sporty, but you're expecting that. One touch up and down for the windows, and a long storage pocket with a beverage holder carved out with a moonroof and an auto-dimming rear view mirror. Back seat's headroom is still pretty good. Same thing with the leg space. You do sit up, I would say, a good foot more so than the front. Storage behind both of the front seats, USB ports, air vents, cup holders, a storage tray, and armrest. The door is going to have the same materials, it's just going to be stripped of any of the aluminum look. It's going to be more sporty, and you can put a larger phone right here in the grab handle with a flask holder. The floor is not completely flat. And if you put the seat back, I'm 6'3", it's going to be a little tight. The rails are not pushed up enough. You'll be sharing some feet, butt, and shoulder space. And if the seats are back, it's going to be a little bit more so tight. Headroom, it's going to be tight. 272 horsepower, 280 pound-feet of torque. She just unloads. That was a very performance style start to the new TLX. Drive smooth. Sound deadening has been improved, and you can tell that right off the bat because of everything just being a little bit more airtight. The suspension holds itself well. You can still have some fun with it. The engagement is overall good. The super handling all-wheel drive will add a few grand to the vehicle, but that will also keep the vehicle a little bit more planted, especially when you are trying to go off the line. It's going to take me to some pros and cons. Starting off with the pros is the refresh has kept the TLX very dynamic looking compared to the rivals in its class. Because let's face it, if you go to the 3 Series or an A4, it's going to be a little bit more luxurious. It doesn't look athletic on the exterior. This looks more sporty. Now, when you're comparing it against Infiniti, the Q50, that's kind of the same thing, unless you go up to the Red Sport 400, in which that's a different animal, because you would be comparing that against the Type S, in which the Type S gives you the Brembo brakes. You're going to get the aesthetics on the exterior, more aggressive rear exit with the exhaust tips and the diffuser. So design-wise, it's going to look the key to a Type S. You still have the long hood, so it still boasts the luxury feel. The seats are comfortable, and you have 12-way power seat adjustment standard. 16-way power seat adjustment just going up a couple grand. And even though we don't have ventilated seats, we have the auto seats, which means the climate control will function through the seat settings. So you don't have to worry about getting ventilated seats. You can still option the tech package and be sufficient. The door panels are raised up, so it gives that sport feel. And that will take me to my cons. This is a mid-cycle refresh, and we still don't receive a touch screen. The Type S doesn't receive acoustic windshield, which I can understand. You want to hear the exhaust note? Then don't give me better sound deadening in between the wheel wells. And that will take me to the big problem, in which I understand it's just a mid-cycle refresh, but we don't receive any power increase for any of the trims. When you're doing aesthetics and trying to make the vehicle better, not just visually, but sound deadening, and even the drive is going to be a little bit better, give me a little bit more power to blend in with it. Especially considering, because I am going after rivals that have a quicker 0 to 60 and quarter mile and a little bit better weight distribution. Overall though, I do like the improvements because the sound deadening is a lot better. And when you go up the tier, 16-way power seat adjustment, which basically will open up the cushion extensions, the side bolstering, so that way it's a little bit more sporty, but still keeping it luxury. It's a wide seat set, whereas when you go into BMW, Audi, and Mercedes, it's going to be a little bit more tight and firm. So if you're thinking I want sport with luxury, this is kind of the way you need to go, because the other ones are going to be a lot more firm in the suspension. But let me know your thoughts in the comments, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out the next video, merchandise, website, and Instagram. Leave a comment and a like, and I'd like to thank Regal Acura for giving us this 2024 Acura TLX Tech for our car review.